Hello and welcome. Today I'm reviewing 8 skin tints. I love a minimalist makeup look. Skin tints are the type of coverage that I reach for over any other type of complexion product. I have 2 drugstore finds, 3 skin tints that are very popular and you probably have already tried, but I've never tried them. 1 new find and 2 solid skin tints, which is kind of a new concept to me. Let's start with a couple drugstore finds. This is the Serum Skin Tint by Revlon. It's their Illuminance. It has vitamin C, it has vitamin E. My color is 117. What I'm going to do today is swatch these for you and give you an idea of their texture. Then I'm going to try them on my skin. I'm going to do a little micellar water, wipe off the makeup that I'm currently wearing. I'm using the micellar water by The Outset. I'm going to stipulate that all of these skin tints last about 6 hours. Then they start to break up in the usual areas around the mouth and the nose area at the corners of the eyes. A skin tint is not going to last you 8 hours. So I just want to stipulate that these all last about 6 hours, especially depending on the amount that you apply. The less that you apply, of course, the less coverage you're going to get throughout the day. But I've found that all of these wear pretty well. Now, typically, of course, you would not leave micellar water on your skin. You'd wash it off. But for demonstration purposes, I thought this would be a great way to get through 8 skin tints in a fairly short period of time. So this is the color 117. It's not a perfect shade match for me, but I can blend it out. It's a creamy consistency, and I think it's a really nice drugstore option if you're looking for something that is lightweight, that will last throughout the day, but isn't a real heavy coverage. The next skin tint is Reveal the Real. You can get this at Sephora. It's not necessarily a drugstore product, but it is at a drugstore price. And I have been wearing this on and off all summer. It's very lightweight. I will say you probably need to moisturize a little bit more if you have dry skin than you would with some skin tints. It has a little bit of a dry down to it that if you don't really give yourself a good layer of moisturizer after you do your skincare, you're probably going to feel that this is pretty dry if you have dry skin like me. As you can see, it has a fairly serum texture, and I wish I could tell you the color, but honestly, it's faded off the bottle, and I'll put it down in the description below, along with all the other skin tints and products that I'm talking about today, and in a pinned comment. Easy to find. All you have to do is browse down there and you'll find a link to the products. Let's give this a little try. Now with this, I do smell a little alcohol in here, so I'm sure that is contributing to the fact that it dries down. But some people like that really dried down effect. It's not that alcohol is the devil in skincare, but it's just good to know if you're sensitive to it or not. So I just wanted to call that out. As you can see, this gives a nice light coverage. It's somewhat buildable, but it feels so lightweight on the skin. It's one of those that you can barely tell that you're wearing anything once you've got it applied and once you let it dry down. So here's the final look of the Illuminance and the Reveal the Real. Starting with a clean slate, I have 2 skin tints that I have never tried, but I have heard so much about. I'm so excited to try both of these. This is the one by Lisa Eldridge, absolute classic. I've seen so many reviews on this. So many people absolutely love this, and this is the one by Saie. They're both serum textured, and the Lisa Eldridge, I wear the color T3 and the number 3 in light in the Saie. I'm going to start with the Lisa Eldridge, and it is a serum-like skin tint. All of these are so nice and lightweight, but I have to say from the reviews and from my experience, this is one of the most lightweight formulas I've ever tried, next to Typology. I would say these rival each other. This is going to give you a more minimalist look, and the Lisa Eldridge will probably give you a little bit more coverage from my experience trying it this summer. This is a little bit on the light side, so I would contour this with some blush and maybe a little bit of contour or a bronzer. If you haven't seen my video on my bronzer drops, I'm going to do a full review, but I found the bronzer drops at Nordstrom this summer by Westman Atelier. Absolutely love this as a combination blush and bronzer. So I've been reaching for those a lot lately. Just a beautiful satin finish. The Saie skin tint is also a serum texture. However, the dropper is really unusual. It doesn't draw the product up into the dropper. You just basically draw the wand up and have it drip onto your skin, which is a little bit on the unusual side, but it also helps you control the product. You don't dispense too much, which is nice. And for a real light coverage, it's just a really unique design on how to get the product out of the packaging. I've seen some people just kind of drop it on their face. I prefer to drop it on the back of my hand. I just have a lot more control about how much pigment I want to apply. Again, it's super light, easy to apply with fingers. I prefer applying most skin tints with fingers. Some people blur them out with brushes. However you want to apply them, just make it easy on yourself. That's what skin tints are all about. They're supposed to be lightweight. They're supposed to be easy, fast, just simple makeup application for those of us who are on the go. Whereas I enjoy spending up to an hour including my skincare devices, doing my skincare, I don't really enjoy spending that much time on my makeup. So these type of products like skin tints are just the perfect coverage for me, and applying them with my fingers often is the easiest way to do them quickly, to do them on the go, and they always look pretty good. Every once in a while, if it's a special occasion and I'm looking for more coverage, I'll grab a brush, or if it's an evening look, of course, I want a little bit more coverage and I will blend it out with a brush. But on a day-to-day basis, finger application is the best, and skin tints are the best way to go. After giving these a few minutes to settle down, I love the Ciel. It's absolutely beautiful. It does have an SPF factor of 50, but I could never get enough product on to actually equal that SPF protection. And the Lisa Eldridge, oh my gosh. Now this one is gonna dry a little bit more of a satin look. This is gonna give a little bit more luminance. That's kind of my experience so far, but both of these are holy grails. Love them both. Let me know if you've tried either one of these skin tints. The Lisa Eldridge is iconic. It's been out for years. It gives a beautiful satin finish. The Ciel is newer. I think it's been out maybe 16 or 18 months. Absolutely love this too. This is a little bit more of a moisturizing feel to it, whereas the Lisa Eldridge kind of dries down to a no-weight satin finish. Love these both. They're going to stay in my skin tint rotation because they're just that lightweight, no makeup look that I absolutely love. Next, I have two really creamy skin tints to share with you for those of you who want some extra hydration. Live Tinted is one I've been wearing all summer long. It's a new brand to me. And then Saie Slip Tint is an iconic classic skin tint, and believe it or not, this summer is the first time I have ever used it. I don't know why it took me so long to get around to this, but these are both creamy, both hydrating. In the Saie, I wear shade 2, and then the Live Tinted, I wear shade 10. So let's start with the Live Tinted. Just a lovely hydrating skin tint. Now these are going to give you a little bit more hydration than either of the Ciel or the Lisa Eldridge. So if you have dry skin, I would definitely recommend trying these. They blend out beautifully. You can get a little bit of built-up coverage with Live Tinted, but not full coverage. Actually, none of the skin tints I'm sharing with you today, you can really get full coverage. They're just not that buildable. They're too thin, but I would say you're gonna get more coverage with Live Tinted and the Saie Slip Tint than you will with the other four that I've shown to you today. Sorry, I didn't show you the texture on this. Super creamy, but so many of you are familiar with this. You probably already know. Super creamy formula, but once you get it on, so moisturizing. I would say it's slightly more moisturizing than the Live Tinted, but still so comfortable on the skin. I can see why Saie is an absolute iconic skin tint. This is such a great shade match for me. Live Tinted is basically a definite runner-up, a new discovery. If you're looking for a hydrating skin tint that is super comfortable on dry skin, these are two you've got to try. I first ran across the concept of a solid skin tint when I tried the Minimalist stick by Merit. Honestly, I don't reach for it that often. I use it more as a concealer stick. Just dot it on little pigments or little red spots that I have and go on about my day. Anastasia Beverly Hills came out with a skin tint stick, as did No Makeup Makeup, a new brand to me, and they came out with a compact. They say this is one of the original No Makeup Makeup skin tints, but we're gonna give it a try. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and what I find is that with the solid skin tints, it's better to use a brush, just to airbrush them out a little bit, give that sort of light, no makeup look. You can't really get that applying these solids with your fingers. So let's start with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I will put the shade down below. This is a nice creamy formula. I just kind of pat it on, but like I said, it really needs a brush to blend it out and give it that pretty, lightweight, no makeup look. Because they have that solid form, they feel a little bit greasy going onto the skin. Greasy, maybe a little bit of a harsh word, because my dry skin, it just soaks it up. But they have a little bit more of an oily feel to them than some of the lighter weight skin tints that I've been sharing with you today. This is the No Makeup, and you can see that they're both very lightweight. They're both pretty. I just need to get my head around the fact that these solid skin tints really work for a nice light coverage. They also have a nice blurring effect to the skin. I'm going to share with you my minimalist makeup look today. I've kind of been perfecting this look. I had the opportunity to test out this look live on my community members channel. If you're not part of the Beyond 50 Skin community members, consider doing so. I'll link all the information down in the description. We're just a fun group of women that love to get together in kind of a more casual, informal setting. And I do lives, I do impromptu videos, I do product sharing, we chat about skincare mostly, a little bit of minimalist makeup and the occasional hair care. But the minimalist makeup look that I shared started with a CC cream by Erborian. This is a color correcting CC cream. I've had a cold a good part of the summer and the center of my face has been very red, and especially around my eye area. So I started that look with this product, and it does have a bit of fragrance. Scent in this is very light and it completely faded. So I applied it at the center of my nose area, kind of around my mouth area, and the corners of my eyes, just to blend out some of that redness that I've been having. And then I went on with one of my favorite skin tints by Merit. This is in the color 26. It's their new uniform launch. Now, this is a skin tint that got a lot of debate earlier in the summer because people were saying, is this a sunscreen? Is this a skin tint? It does do okay as a sunscreen. It is an SPF 45, so if you wanted to wear it as a sunscreen, it does have a mineral sunscreen filter in it. I did actually prove that you can apply enough of this sunscreen to get the 45 SPF claimed on the product in a video earlier this summer. It was a really fun launch because there was a lot of controversy over this product. Was it a sunscreen? Was it just a skin tint? And I think you can use it either way. But number 26 is my perfect shade match. I tend to use it more as a skin tint than a sunscreen. I like a dedicated sunscreen. The sunscreen that I have on today is by Solera. This is a new mineral milk sunscreen. It's actually a little thicker than I thought it was going to be, and it takes a while to soak in, but it does not leave a white cast on my skin, although I am fairly pale. But once I let this dry down, I was surprised how well the Merit worked over it. It wasn't suffocating, it wasn't overly heavy. The Solera sunscreen does give quite a bit of glow, so definitely leave your 20 minutes of dry time before you apply your makeup. You'll be a lot happier and you won't have that slip and slide. I've also been trying a new mascara. This is by Prime Lash. I tried Prime Lash years ago and I thought it was okay, but they've come out with the color blue, and I just thought it would be fun to try the color blue. It's been ages since I've worn a blue mascara, but I think it kind of brings out the blue in my eyes. I will say this dries down really quickly. If you really want to build up that volume in your lashes, you're going to have to move really quickly because this formula dries down fast. I've been playing around with an eyeliner. This is the one by Bare Minerals in the color Diamond. I typically never wear an eyeliner. I never do my waterline. I never wear an eyeliner. I feel personally it just closes up my tiny recessed eyes. So I kind of steer clear of it, but this is in the color Diamond, which is kind of a gold color. And I thought, well, let's try it. And maybe it would kind of bring out my eyes a little bit, kind of make them pop on the days that I don't really want to do a full shadow look. And I'm wearing it today, and I smudged it out just a little bit, and I like it. Now, the tip on this will crumble very easily. It's very, I guess crumbly is the best way I can describe it. So be really careful and wind it down so that you don't end up breaking the tip off. It applies fairly soft. It blends out really nicely. Now, will I wear this all the time? Probably not, but it was fun to try. The lip to cheek color that I'm trying right now is in the color Slipper. This is by Goop. It's their color Blur lip to cheek. Now, I will say I love this color, but on the lips, it can be a little bit drying. On the cheeks, it's perfect. It's a cream cream blush, so it just blends out beautifully. I've been using a new tip that I learned this summer for applying blush, not to go past kind of the center of your eye, sort of avoid the nasal labial fold and kind of the pouchy part of your cheek, and it just gives a little bit more of a refined and defined look. So I've been trying that out and I actually really like it. I don't feel as self-conscious about wearing blush. It's not just staring me in the face and making the apple of my cheek kind of pop forward. So I really like this new technique. If you haven't had a chance to give it a try, give it a try. Let me know. I'm still bringing it up kind of a little bit in my under eye area, but just starting at the temple and working my way down, kind of stopping here, maybe blending it in a little bit, gives a little bit more of a refined sort of mature look to my blush. And it doesn't call so much attention to the cheek area or the nasal labial fold area. This is in the color Slipper. I love this color for summer. It reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury wand that I was using last year, but this has a little bit more of a subtle pigment to it. The Charlotte Tilbury wands are highly pigmented. You have to be really careful. You can overdo it really quickly. I actually find this easier to use for my minimalist makeup look, and I love this color for summer. A quick recap and some highlights of the skin tints that I shared with you today, starting with the drugstore picks. The Reveal the Real is somewhat drying. If you have dry skin, you're probably going to want to put on an extra layer of moisturizer, and it does have alcohol in it. Now, the Illuminance is really moisturizing, super creamy, but goes on a little bit heavier. If you have oily skin, you're probably not going to like this one. Two classic serum skin tints, love them both. The iconic Lisa Eldridge, absolutely beautiful. I, on my dry skin, have to add a little bit more moisture than I do with the CL. Both are just perfect for that no makeup look, and they just give your skin that super refined look. They will both be staying in my skin tint wardrobe. Two creamy, fast application skin tints for that no makeup, 5-minute makeup, out the door look with some hydration, Live Tinted and Saie Slip Tint. Honestly, they're both going to be staying in my rotation. I can't really choose between one or the other. I would say the Live Tinted gives a little bit more coverage, and the Saie Slip Tint you can sheer out a little bit better, but they're both gorgeous skin tints and I recommend them both. I'm still having trouble of thinking of these solids as a skin tint, but honestly, they really shouldn't be overlooked. They give a really nice light coverage to the skin. They're easy to take with you and reapply on the go, especially if you're going to be wearing your complexion product into the evening hours. This is the type of skin tint that would be really easy to apply. Just bring your makeup brush, dab it in there just a little bit. You can kind of retouch the areas that have worn off. Don't overlook these solid skin tints if you like a minimalist makeup look, because they're easy for on the go and they do give a beautiful light coverage to the skin. Those are the skin tints and the minimalist makeup look that I've been trying lately. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Wishing you all a skintastic day.